if we're going to be successful, right, we need to have a strategy. Doing a million things in a million different directions is unlikely to have lasting results. So what is your strategy to kind of move the needle?
Well, that's a pretty broad question.
Yeah.
Let me try to narrow it down. So
Sure.
my view is there's 3, maybe 4 kind of macro pillars in terms of long-term growth. And then we can talk about, business recruitment, tourism, various things like that. But long-term, I think if you look at successful economies, you have great transportation, getting people around goods and services quickly, really, really important. Tremendous talent and workforce and education. I would say that's all linked. That's kindergarten through vocational or graduate schools. Fiscal stability, or what I call long-term tax certainty, is really important. If we're going to talk to a family about moving here or someone to build a factory here, they want to make sure they understand what's that tax burden going to be over the next 20, 30, 40 years. And then lastly, cities. I have a very strong opinion that the next 25 or 50 years of the state, we need to have a greater investment in our cities and, how densely populated they are, kind of the IP, the livability that comes out of them. Cities are economic growth engines, and you can't just manufacture this. It's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to take time for us because the cities in Connecticut are generally smaller. Metro areas are big enough, but the cities are generally smaller. In certain cities, there's this what I would call a commuter mentality, or historically there has been, where people have been there from 9 to 5, and then they'd go out. So if you take Hartford is an example of that. So I think we need more people living in downtown Hartford, working in downtown Hartford, spending money there, et cetera. And I think once you get to a critical mass, that these cities take a life of their own, and I think they become real economic growth engines for the state. So those are the 4 pillars. Then we can dive deeper into business recruitment and all that stuff, but those are all really important from a macro perspective.